Now we're ready. So good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you for joining ABRA's roll call hearing being provided via the WebEx platform through the Office of DC Open Government. My name is Laverne Fletcher. I'll be conducting the roll call hearings as the board's agent. The first case on the calendar this morning is Medusa Lounge. That is case number 21PRO00073, Hope Lounge LLC, 2632 George Avenue Northwest, license number ABRA 118698. This is a retailer class CT, new application. The protest issues are adverse impact on peace, order, and quiet, residential parking, and vehicular and pedestrian safety. Is there anyone present on behalf of Medusa?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
Jeff
here.
Jackson representing the applicant.
Okay, Mr. Jackson. Is the applicant present as well?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, would you spell your name for the record?
JEFFJACKSON.
Thank you. And the applicant, if you would state your name and spell it for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Betty Itana.
You spell it?
Betty. My
Uh-huh.
last name is Itana, ETA.
Okay, thank you very much. And present on behalf of ANC 1B?
This is Commissioner Eric Bana on behalf of ANC 1B.
Thank you, Mr. Bana. Could you spell your name for the record, please?
First name Eric, E-R-I-C. Last name Bana, B-E-H-N-A.
Thank you. And is anyone else present from ANC 1B today?
I believe it's just me here.
Okay, well, thank you very much. ANC 1B does have standing as a protestant. So we need to set a date for mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing. I'll give you the day for the status and protest hearing first. The status hearing is scheduled for November 17, 2021 at 10:30 a.m. It's November 17 at 10:30 for the status hearing. The protest hearing is set for December 15, 2021 at 4:30. December 15 at 4:30 for the protest hearing.
Hi, I don't see your name on there.
Is someone speaking to me?
Oh. Oh, good luck. Well, they're not on us yet. Just try. Only have 4 people that I know. I don't know. There may be more.
Excuse me, Ms. Gaskin.
Sorry. I got
Are
it.
you speaking to me?
No, I am so sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm going to give you the next available day for mediation. The next available day is Tuesday, November 2nd, anytime between 9 a.m. and 2. That's next Tuesday, November 2nd, anytime between 9 and 2. If that's not a good day, I'll just keep moving through the calendar.
And that would work for me on more of the afternoon side, but I just had a quick question, Ms. Fletcher. So there was, I believe, a group of 5 protesting this as well. So I just wanted to make sure that they were recognized and involved, and I wanted to know if it's being, we all go to mediation together, the ANC, the group of 5, and the establishment, or what is this situation?
Okay, thank you. Just a second.
Tuesday does prevent somewhat of a conflict. Is there another day you can choose that we can have?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure can. 1 second. Will do. Is Mr. Nematala present?
Yes, I am here, and if I may, Miss Fletcher, if you can do it on Mondays, because like it looks like everybody can make it at this time. That would be
It
great.
looks like everybody can or can't.
Can, because we are here.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. Could you spell your name for the record, please?
Okay, first name George, George,
Uh-huh.
and family is Nehmetallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what other members from your group are present? If you could state your name and spell it for the record, please.
Okay, my name is Rola Aylo, Rola Aylo.
Thank you. Anyone
Na
else?
Aylo, RANAAYLO.
Thank you.
Alin Ailo, ALINEAYLO.
Sebastian Gilmard, Sebastien. Last name Gilmard, GUILMARD.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you.
I'm one of the engineers here with Medusa Lounge, and my name is Douglas Crocker, DOUGLASCROCKER.
So Mr. Crocker, you're here with Medusa Lounge?
Yes, I am. I'm here with Medusa Lounge, working on the technical write-up to mitigate some of the issues that they brought up. So,
Okay, let me get your name one more time.
it's Douglas, DOUGLAS,
Uh-huh.
Crocker, CROCKER, like Betty Crocker. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Crocker. Mr. Nematala, you're representing a group of 18?
I'm representing the group who's protesting. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
your group is granted full standing today as protestants because at least 5 of you are present.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Nematala, you have the dates for the status and protest hearing?
Yes, I heard the dates that you just mentioned, and all of these are Mondays, if I'm not mistaken.
Say that again?
Are these days Mondays?
No, they're Wednesdays.
Wednesdays are fine.
Yeah,
Thank
the roll call hearings are on Mondays, but the other board hearings are on Wednesdays. Is that
Okay, thank you.
When was I'm sorry, when is the mediation? Did we set it Tuesday?
Not yet.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. And I'm just noting for the record that Mr. Boehner just asked that question. But to the court reporter, can you see Mr. Boehner's name?
All right, that was Mr. Gilmard that asked that question. That was not me.
That wasn't you, Mr. Boehner?
No, it was not.
me, Mr. Gilmard. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So we haven't set the date yet for the mediation. Someone said that November 2nd may not be a good date. Who was that?
Yes, that was me, Doug Crocker, and I'll probably be doing a part of a presentation or be asked to speak regarding some of the proposed mitigations that we have planned. So that Tuesday is a bad day.
So, Mr. Crocker, Mr. Jackson, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am. And
Okay, so,
so I will be available, but I won't be available until 12 noon.
So, Mr. Jackson, you are available on November 2nd in the
Yes, ma'am.
afternoon? And Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Crocker as well?
No, that I have a conflict with November the 2nd. That's what I'm saying.
So let me leave
Any
this
oth-
up to Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, you're the designated representative. What are we gonna do? You want to move to another day?
Are the other protestants available at 12 noon?
No.
Mr. Boehner?
Tuesday is not good too. Sorry.
Okay, Mr. Nemata, okay, so we're gonna move to another day. Okay,
I believe Mr. Nimitala indicated earlier that Mondays tend to be a good day for his group. So I don't know if there's a Monday that we can do a mediation. That
Oh, so
works for
Mr.
me.
Okay, so Mr. Boehner, that is you speaking. So what happens, because the hearing is being recorded, if you would state your name before you speak so that the court reporter knows who's speaking. Mr. Nematala, are you available on Monday, November 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any particular time of day?
Anytime you like.
Does that work for you, Mr. Boehner, November 8th?
Yes, it does.
Mr. Jackson, what about you?
Yes, that'll work. 9 a.m.
Mr. Crocker?
Yes, this is Douglas Crocker. That works for me.
Okay, so on a Monday, the mediation will need to be at 11 o'clock. So if the mediation is going to be on a Monday, it'll have to be at 11 or 11:30.
11 is fine with me.
11 is fine. Thank
Is
you.
that 11? Okay. So I have scheduled mediation for Medusa Lounge for Monday, November 8th at 11. Any questions at all?
No, ma'am.
This is Eric Boehner. Just for everyone's awareness, so they know, how long is mediation expected to last on the 8th?
Well, there's no set time, but I would say you can expect it to last at least an hour and a half. We don't know. It just depends. But let's just, do you have any time restrictions that we need to know about, Mr. Boehner?
No, I just wanted folks to know what to expect.
Have some idea? Okay, so I would say you should expect at least an hour and a half.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, thank you for coming. I'll see you on Monday, November 8th at 11.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
the roll
Yeah.
call hearing in the matter of Medusa Lounge is concluded.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just one. This is George. Just one thing. Is it on WebEx too?
Who's speaking, please?
George Nimatala.
And what's the question?
Is it also online on
Yes,
WebEx?
yes, it is. You'll receive a WebEx invitation from me to attend the mediation as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm now calling the case of 12 after 12, case number 21PRO 0000075, Equity 18 LLC, 1212 18th Street Northwest, license number ABRA 117238. This is a retailer class CN for a substantial change. This is for an increase in the summer garden capacity from 37 to 101. Protest issues an adverse impact on peace order inquired. And there is a group of protestants in this matter. Who's the designated representative for this group?
I have been. My name is Henry Janetsko.
Mr. Janetsko, would you please spell your name for the record?
Sure. First name is Henry, Henry. Last name is spelled Geneczko.
Thank you very much. Okay, and there are other individuals present from your group, so if you would state your name and spell it for the record.
I am Lillian Gaskin, Lillian, Gaskin, Gaskin. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Susan Lindahl, Susan, and Lindahl, Lindahl.
Thank you.
Edith Healy, Edith Healy.
You made it, Miss Healy, huh?
Thanks for your great instructions.
Okay, thank you.
Osden Ochoa, Ozden Ochoa.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Geneczko, at least 5 individuals from your group are present today, which means that your group is granted full standing as protestants. And who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Excuse me?
Did you ask me to repeat myself?
Yes, please.
Oh, I said that at least 5 members from your group are present today. So your group is granted full standing as a protestant.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And good morning. I am here on behalf of the applicant, Sidon Johannes, SIDONYOHANNES.
Thank you, Ms. Johannes. We need to set a date for mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing. I'll give you the date for the status and protest hearing first. The day for the status hearing is November 17, 2021 at 10:30 a.m. November 17 at 10:30.
Henry, are you speaking for us?
I am.
Let me.
I just Lillian Gaskin.
Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me, everyone. Just a minute.
Mhm.
Before you say anything, state your name so that the court reporter knows who's speaking. So, Ms. Healy, what did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Ms. Gaskin, did you say something?
I'm sorry, I did. Lillian Gaskin. I wanted to say Henry is the person that will answer for us.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So the protest hearing is December 15, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. That's for the protest hearing, December 15 at 1:30 p.m. We need to set a date for mediation. I'll give you the next available day. The next available day for mediation is Tuesday, November 2nd. That's next Tuesday, anytime between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Is that good for you, Mr. Get the right pronunciation of your name, Geneczko?
Just perfect. Don't worry about it. It's good. Henry's fine also, so.
Okay, thank you, Henry.
Okay, that's fine with me. Does all my members agree?
Lillian,
And so,
Gaskin, I do. I agree, Lillian Gaskin speaking.
so let me
I'm
say,
Susan.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, say what you need to say.
I was going to say that for the purpose of, excuse me, for the purpose of mediation, only the designated representative needs to appear, but you're welcome to appear if you wish. So, Ms. Gaskin, are you coming as well?
I am free to come, but I may not. Yeah, I will talk in the future. Do I have to say I'm coming today or?
Well, I'll just send you an invitation just in case you come.
Oh, you send me an invitation, please, and I will see if I'm
Okay.
able. Thank you.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me make a note of that. And so, so Henry, what can happen also, I'm going to send you the invitation, and if you become aware that Ms. Gaskins or any other members of the group that are present today want to come, you're free to forward them a copy of the invitation that I send to you. But I'm going to take their names, the ones that want to come and who say so today. I'll send them an invitation myself. So, Ms. Gaskin, I'm going to send you an invitation just in case. Does anybody else intend to come to the mediation with Henry?
Will it be
Okay.
Lillian Gaskin? I have a question. Is it a virtual meeting or an in-person meeting?
Oh, it's virtual, just like today.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Susan Lindahl. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the 2nd of November. When you say between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., do we as a group have to determine what's the better time for us, or do we have to be involved from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.?
No, we're gonna set a time. We can do the, is anyone else gonna join Henry for the mediation? We can go ahead and set the time now. So
This is Susan Lindahl again. The later for me on that day would be the better if I'm going to be able to attend.
So Henry, what are we doing? We're working around your schedule, Ms. Lindahl's schedule. Are you, what time are you available?
I'm available at any time, so
Okay.
no problem.
If you're available at any time, that means you're available at 2. Ms. Johannes, are you available at 2?
Yes, I can be available at 2 p.m.
I have mediation scheduled for Tuesday, November 2nd at 2 o'clock.
This is Henry speaking. Is there an agenda for the meeting?
The only agenda is to discuss your protest issues with the applicant and see whether or not there's a way to resolve the concerns to your mutual satisfaction. So the only thing on the agenda are the issues that you protested about.
Okay. And the mediation is followed by the status meeting. And the status meeting says we were successful or unsuccessful. Is that what its purpose is?
Yes. So after the mediation, there's a status hearing. If you enter into a settlement agreement before a status hearing, then the status hearing would be canceled. If you don't enter into a settlement agreement before the status hearing, then you would need to appear for the status hearing and inform the board regarding the status of the case.
Okay, and the protest, I'm not aware of what happens at the protest meeting.
Well, the protest hearing it's like a trial, at least in concept. Both sides get to make their case to the board. Your side, Henry, would be to demonstrate to the board why the applicant should not be issued the license for the substantial change. And then Ms. Johannes would show the board why it would be appropriate to issue the license for the substantial changes. So the board hears from both sides and any witnesses that you have, and then they make a decision about whether or not to issue the license.
Okay, my understanding with you is that basically if the mediation is successful, we will not need a status nor a protest meeting.
Yeah, if the mediation is successful and you submit your settlement agreement prior to the status hearing, then we would cancel the status hearing. But if not, you can show up for the status hearing and let the board know that either you didn't enter into a settlement agreement or you're in the process of working on one.
Okay, but if we entered a settlement agreement, then the protest meeting would not occur. Is that correct?
That's right.
Ms. Fletcher.
Yes, correct. The mediation is an alternative to the protest hearing.
Ms. Fletcher, I have a question on the side of the applicant, if I may. I would like to.
Ms. Ochoa, is that you speaking?
Yes, I am. Sorry, Asden Ochoa, OCA2A. I would like to know if Ms. Johannes will continue to represent the applicant in the phases that you have described to us.
Yes, I will.
So you would you would be the face at mediation and subsequently at the other.
Yes, that's correct. My client will likely also be present at the mediation.
Right. Ms. Fletcher, if I may ask, Ms. Johannes's role, are you a co-owner, PR person, or a lawyer? Where are you?
Sure.
We are full residents.
I am the attorney representing the licensee. So the owner of the establishment will also be present with me during the mediation.
Okay, well, thank you.
I will also state, I'm happy to obviously we could attend mediation, happy to do so. I'm also happy to have a conversation with any of you all prior to the mediation. I know there has been some back and forth discussions probably internally within you all, since this has been before the ANC multiple times. I'm happy to have a conversation.
How would we get your contact information?
Can I give you a call after this mediation?
Okay.
And okay.
After the media, excuse me, this is
sorry, after the roll call hearing.
Ms. Healy, you were gonna.
I'll call you if that's okay.
Okay.
Ms. Healy, were you gonna say something?
Oh, I was just going to say after the mediation. But then Ms. Johannes clarified.
Okay.
Excuse me, this is Henry again. Is there any quorum required for the following three meetings, the mediation, the status, and the protest?
Well, for your group of protestants, because at least 5 of you were present today, only you will need to appear for the status hearing if there is one.
Okay.
So you've met your requirement for 5 people to be present.
So mediation does not require a quorum of 5 people.
No, mediation requires only you. But if I'm going to send an invitation to Ms. Gaskin and Ms. Lindahl in case they want to come, but you're the only person required to show.
Okay.
As the designated representative.
And the protest meeting is, hopefully we don't get that far, but that doesn't require a quorum either, does it?
No. Okay. Just you and your witnesses, if you have any.
And if I may say in a hopeful manner, that just so you do know, if we do resolve this prior to the mediation, we don't have to attend the mediation either.
Thank you for saying that, Ms. Johannes. If you all meet prior to November 2nd and you're able to resolve this matter in some way prior to November 2nd, you can let me know and the mediation would be canceled as well.
This is Asden again. In terms of, on the optimistic side, reaching an agreement on behalf of Palladium residents and the club, What is the accountability? If they reach an agreement and they do not honor the agreement, what gives?
You said if they reach an agreement and don't honor it?
Yep.
If that happens, we have an enforcement division and you would contact our enforcement division.
Okay.
And inform them.
Okay. So at the status hearing, when the chips are on the table from both sides, the accountability clock starts ticking to honor the agreement.
Well, the accountability clock starts ticking once the board approves it.
Okay, and when does that happen?
Well, that happens, depends on when you submit your settlement agreement. The board meets on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And Thursdays. It depends on when you submit your settlement agreement, when they approve it.
Okay. But it presumably sometime in November.
Well, if you submit it in November, they'll approve it.
Okay.
In November, if you submit it on, let's say you submit it on November 2nd, the board meets on Wednesdays and Thursdays. There's a possibility they could approve it on Wednesday or Thursday that week or the following week. It happens pretty fast after you submit it.
So after the board approval, then the accountability kicks in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's very good to know, because at times, I'm sure Ms. Johannes will agree, this is a job, you've done your job well, you reached a mediation, and who cares? You're on to your next client in 15 minutes, right? Until you're called in again. Whereas the rest of us are stuck in the building and it's not a 15-minute deal for us.
I completely understand your concerns, and I'm happy to, run that through with you. And I'm sure some of your commissioners can do so as well. And we can talk about that settlement agreement as well.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you very much.
This is Edith Healy, and Ms. Fletcher, I don't know if this is the place to ask, but we protested about two things, the extended time and the enlarged number of people. I read it, it's only the increased number of people. Can you explain what happened to the request for our protest on the request for later hours?
I cannot explain that, but I'll look into it for you. Ms. Johannes, can you say anything about that?
Well, the substantial change is only on the occupancy. We've already been approved for everything else that we've applied for. Contingent, of course, on the terms and conditions that are in the settlement agreement with the ANC. So the substantial change is just based on the application to increase from 37 to 101.
But so it's been approved already that the hours now can be 4 a.m. for closing.
That's correct.
So that means that all of your other clients, because I know you have a number of clients in the past you've had with the clubs, so all of them are going to be applying for the extended hours. That's now the process.
No. In short, no, to answer your question, it's just for this specific applicant. And I don't want to take up all of Ms. Fletcher's time, but I will just say what we have applied for, just so you all know, in terms of the 37 to 101, that is what the previous establishment that was in that location had. So this is,
so they already had the 4 a.m. hour.
Well, in terms of the substantial changes, that's before the board right now, the 37 to 101. That change is one that was already before the board with the previous applicant. We're only making at this point, because it wasn't a transfer application, sort of procedural changes. We're trying to make sure the paperwork is correct. I mean, in terms of how we're operating, really, that's how it was previously with 18th Street Lounge, just so you know.
18th Street Lounge had the 4 a.m. closing.
No, I'm talking about the substantial
I
change.
know, but my question had to do with the hours.
In terms of the hours,
was part of our protest.
If you're concerned about hours in terms of how other applicants will be applying, I can't speak on how other applicants will be applying. Yes, you know, I represent other establishments, but
yes,
that doesn't influence other establishments. I'm here for this establishment, and keep in mind it's operating hours in terms of service, sales, service, and consumption. That's still 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, 2 a.m. during the week.
But it closes at 4, but the bar closes at 3.
Sales, service, and consumption closes at 3.
And in terms of the mediation meeting, somehow we come to an agreement. How is that stated in a document, or is that verbal? What happens there?
The agreement is reduced to writing in a settlement agreement, which is then signed by all parties and submitted to the board for review. Someone would have to draft the settlement agreement. That could be Ms. Johannes, or it could be you, Henry.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, I'm an engineer, so I don't think it's a lawyer to draft those kind of agreements.
I'm happy to draft what is necessary. I mean, at this point, I really just want us to make sure we are discussing the right issues, so that when we move forward, if we need to move forward to mediation, we go in with the specific issues that we need to tackle.
So
because there may
best for us to have initial conversations to make sure that we all understand what is before the board.
And Ms. Johannes, is that because there's a possibility that the provisions in the ANC settlement agreement will also address the concerns of the community? Henry, have you seen the settlement agreement with the ANC?
No, I haven't.
Has the board approved that yet, Ms. Johannes?
Yes. So I'm hoping, and I could send you a copy immediately. I'm hoping for you all to be able to review that, for us to review it together, and hopefully, I mean, I do believe that it does address your concerns.
Hey, Jen.
So I'm hearing birds in the background. Can somebody mute?
But so I will say that I do think that it does address those concerns. I mean, we specifically use that time in terms, with the ANC in the last few meetings that we had back earlier this year to address concerns regarding noise, right? Concerning the summer garden. I think it does. I'm sorry, Ms. Fletcher, I know we're taking up your time. We're also happy to take you all through a tour immediately, to come look at the establishment. So I just do think, to answer your question, Ms. Fletcher, yes, that the ANC agreement that we have in place does address those concerns. So speaking on the optimistic side, of course, I am hoping that we can resolve this without an additional settlement agreement, and that you all will be satisfied with what we do have in place.
Is the only issue at this point negotiable is the number of people, or is the hours are not negotiable? Am I correct?
Well, yes, yes. Because what we've applied for is the 37 to 1, from 37 to 101. However, I'll let Ms. Fletcher specifically address that further if you're asking. I mean, obviously a settlement agreement can say what it says, but in terms of what we've applied for specifically, what the board would consider, maybe you want to address, Ms. Fletcher, what the board would consider if we went to a protest hearing.
Would the board consider what?
what the board would consider if we went to a protest hearing. I mean, our position is that the board would only be discussing, like, the issue in front of them would be what the occupancy is, because that's what the substantial change request
That's
is.
right. So the board would be addressing the protest issues, but Ms. Johannes, did you say that the hours have already been established in the settlement agreement with the ANC?
Yeah, we already have a license that's issued.
Okay, and can you clarify one other thing for Ms. Johannes? The settlement agreement that you have with the ANC is related to this case that we're in today or prior to today? Is it related to this substantial change?
No, it's not specifically
Okay.
related to this. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Just
That's
clarifying.
negotiable then. That is negotiable. We're talking hours are negotiable from what you just said, if I understood you correctly.
And so for the purpose of mediation, we say anything is negotiable. We'll just see what happens. The board makes its own decisions. And so I would have to, for example, there's a settlement agreement with the ANC. I don't know what it says, but for the purpose of mediation, anything is negotiable in mediation. And then the board will take a look at the ANC settlement agreement. It's the board's decision what to approve and what not to approve.
But that ANC agreement is with the previous establishment, not this 12 after 12, am I correct?
No, it's with 12 after 12. So if we, for instance, were to withdraw our application, which we're not, for instance, if we withdrew our application, those hours until 4 a.m. are already approved. That would not change.
Okay. So whatever hours the board has approved are the hours. The applicant could always renegotiate his hours if he wanted to, but the hours that have been approved by the board already are the hours.
This is Lillian Gaskin. Can I say something?
Yes.
Thank you. I wanted to say, I think the confusion here is that people are asking you if during mediation we can discuss hours. We understand hours are not on the table right now, but at mediation, you just said we can discuss other items. Can we discuss hours then?
You can discuss hours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Fletcher, this is Asden Ochoa. In regard to this particular case, may I ask you if Palladium is the only protest in the docket? And if you could answer that, then my follow-up question would be, does the board go into protest hearings of a single establishment on a one-by-one basis? Okay, we are Palladium, there are additional new residences and condos that popped up 2 years ago. Do you bundle us together?
No, there's only one protestant in this case, and that is the group of 18 that you're a part of. There's only one protestant. There's no bundling.
Okay.
This will be the only protestant. This is the only protestant.
Okay, so the other residences in the community have not come forth on this.
This is the only protest we received.
Okay, thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Okay, well.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Let me just, give me one moment here. Just restating the mediation for next Tuesday, November 2nd at 2. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I'll see you then. If you have any questions in the meantime, Henry or anyone else, just send me an email.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. We appreciate your
welcome.
patience through this hearing.
Welcome, Ms. Johannes.
Thanks, Ms. Fletcher.
You're welcome, Ms. Healy. Glad you made it again. Bye, Henry.
That fun. Bye.
And then you
Bye.
have,
Johannes, we know each other from before.
you have
That's right.
my phone number?
I do.
Bye.
I have it. Yes.
You have it? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all.
See you
Bye-bye.
next week.
All right.
The roll call hearing is concluded. I'm signing out.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.